Hello there, GeoGuessr has just released the group stage for the Europe, Middle East and Africa regional finals, and in this video I will be doing quick predictions for each group, who will win it, who will get into Stockholm and who will get third and fourth and so on. A quick disclaimer, I have not watched every single piece of content, I haven't watched every single tournament, so there will be some players that I don't really know much about, and like I say, if I don't know much about them, that might have a negative influence on them, so just be aware of that, and like I say, feel free to comment down below your predictions, and I'd be interested to discuss and compare what we all think. But like I say, all these lads are human, and please show respect to them. And like I say, I feel like any of them have a great chance to get into Stockholm. So like I say, it's probably the most stacked group I've ever seen in a competitive official GeoGuessr tournament. I don't even think the group stage for Stockholm was this stacked. So yeah, it's going to be a very tough video to predict. And please, anyone who's watching this video from this tournament, don't take this to heart. Just do the best you can, enjoy it, and I wish you all the best of luck. So, Group A, we've got Alok, Konzis, Zalek, and Finn. Alok and Konzis, of course, took part in the last World Cup. Konzis won the last World Cup, of course. Then we have Zalek and Finn, who got through the qualifiers and got into the top 8 out of 50 people, which is definitely something to think about. In terms of predicting the winner, I feel like Konzis is the main one that draws the most attention, of course, because he won it. He's dealt with the pressure before. He's continuously improving. He definitely improved a lot in moving. And it'd be very interesting to see how much he's improved in the moving aspect for this World Cup as well. And I feel like on paper he's the strongest out of all these players, so I would say Konzis on paper is the favourite to win this group. Okay, so for the next person, I would probably say Finn. I would say Finn's probably second favourite. He's been continuously improving. He's improved a lot in the last year. And yeah, he's won quite a few tourneys, and I've seen him do his competitive rank series. He's definitely improved a lot on the big countries, and of course he's the strongest Russian player, which should definitely be taken into equation when it comes to the World Cup, since if it is more favouring big countries the map, then Finn will be licking his lips if there's any Russia around. I think his talent speaks for himself, and I predict him to finish second place. Honestly, third and fourth is a real toss-up because I know more about Alok than Zalek, but I also feel like Zalek has been a lot more active in the long term compared to Alok, especially in tournaments, official tournaments and stuff. But just because you don't take part in official tournaments does not mean the person has not been improving. It doesn't mean they have become rusty. But I was still going to take into consideration because anything can happen between those two players. I feel like Alok has some good place info. He can clutch rounds out of nowhere. He's been through tough patches in the pre-qualifiers, the qualifiers already. But like I say, I feel like this regionals is going to have a different tone and different feel to it. I just have a feeling like Zalek, from what I've seen in tournaments and his activity, I feel like he's just going to slightly get the edge on this one. So my prediction for Group A is Konzis wins it, Finn gets the second place to get straight into Stockholm, Zalek third place to get into playoffs, and then Alok just misses out and finishes fourth. Okay, moving on to Group B, we've got Topotic, Debray, Armani, and Ricky Beast. Before I jump into it, I do not know much about Ricky Beast. I'm aware that some of the pro players have told me that he's a very strong dual moving player, but I don't really know much else other than that, other than he got through via the top 8 of the 50 in the qualifiers, which shows he's definitely a very strong player. So this one's a really, really hard group, and I feel like it's easy to say Debray to Potic get top 2, but honestly, Armani is an incredibly strong player. And I guess Ricky Beast has to be as well. I mean, you can't get in top 8 out of 50 without being insanely strong at something. And like I say, I wish I watched the Finn video with Ricky Beast or whoever Ricky Beast played. I don't know if it was a Jake video or something, but I feel like Ricky Beast could be the surprise out of this group. I do not know. I do not know also how good Armani is at moving duels. I know Topotic and Debray are probably arguably one of the best people at it, and I'm assuming they're doing the same moving duels format as the Americas, and I feel like Topotic and Debray, I have to put those top 2. They've been on the stage. Well, Debray's been on the stage before. Topotic's been in the seat before, with people watch game live and stuff. So I feel like Topotic, Debray, I have to put with top 2 with their experience, and I don't know too much about how good Armani is at moving. That could be completely different to what I think at the moment, but at the moment I feel like Debray Topotic will have an advantage there, and out of those two I would probably slightly edge Debray. I feel like Topotic is not as strong compared to Debray in NMPZ, but I feel like Topotic can definitely beat Debray in no moving as well. Like I feel they're very evenly matched, very similar to each other, and I feel like that could go either way. But if it goes down to NMPZ, I feel like Debray is probably still the favourite there. And I'm aware that Spotted hasn't had as much time as he wanted to for this, but I still feel like he's so strong already and naturally gifted at the game that there's some things that he will always be incredibly strong at, regardless of how much time he hasn't spent in certain areas. So, Debray first, Topotic second, Armani third, and Ricky Beast fourth. Group C, I'm very excited about this group. I am very excited about a certain prospect of Crux. I think he might be the surprise person in the entire GeoGuessr World Cup. But like I say, I don't want to jinx it. And if you're watching this video, I just wish you the best of luck. Like I said, I don't know much about Crux. I've only seen stuff what you've done in Brazil, your State Street records, and I've seen you take part in tournaments, and I've seen you on competitive ranked. And like I say, I didn't really see your name until only for like last year. I don't know about 2 years ago, but definitely not as long as the other players. So I feel like how much Crux has improved in a short space of time is quite scary, and I'm aware that he did a lot of Minecraft speedrunning in the past and became arguably the most consistent Minecraft speedrunner in history. And like I say, I feel like he just has some natural talent there, and I feel like he can definitely be underestimated. But let's talk about the other players. Blinky, Wolf, and Kodak all took part in the World Cup last year, so they've been in the spotlight before. But I know also Crux has been always under that relentless pressure of clutching things up, even in the Minecraft speedrun. Like I say, I think he just missed out on a record or something, but he's used to that pressure, and I feel like for GeoGuessr, I feel like he's got a great chance here. And if he performs well in the non-move NPZ aspect, I have a feeling he will get second in this group. Like I said, Blinky, runners up in the last World Cup, by far the strongest moving player in the world. He still is, and unless he says otherwise, I would still say he's the strongest moving player. And like I say, Kodak also a good info moving player. Wolftrack a very good all-round player and very good with info as well. So it's going to be very interesting. I think Crux has a great challenge here. Can he? I feel like I'm worried about his moving. His moving might cause problems. I don't know. I didn't feel like he was as strong at the moving in his Finn video, but it was a small sample size, so that could change. He might have improved a lot since then. But that's the one thing I worry about Crux is that aspect. I feel like Blinky, strong favourite to win this group. Blinky first. I'm going to kind of risk it and go Crux second. Yes, the moving might cost him here, but I don't know, man. I've just got a hunch that he's going to do well. So I'm going to predict Crux to finish second. And then Wolf and Kodiak, very similar. I feel like the fixture between those two will decide it. I feel like both are very similar. Kodak's a stronger moving player, but in moving duels format, I feel like that might open the door a bit with Wolf Trekker anyway. So I feel like that is a very even contest. Wolf Trekker's very underestimated in NPZ, a very strong NPZ player. I'm trying not to be biased here. Both lads I really admire and are players that I look up to. They're very strong and very motivating and have improved the community in a lot of different ways. But I feel like on paper Kodak is a slight favourite if you take all things into account. So I predict Kodak to finish third and Wolf Tracker to finish fourth. So Blinky wins the group, Crux gets second, Kodak gets third, and Wolf just misses out. And like I say, I want Wolf to get into Stockholm. This is not what I want, it's what I think is most likely. But I feel like Wolf Trekker has a great chance here still. It's a very tight group. I think if you put Blinky out of the equation, he can definitely nick a win against Crux on, especially with the moving and win the NPZ maybe. And Kojak would be a very close game anyway. So I'm very interested to see how this group plays off. I think, honestly, most of these groups I might get completely wrong. I don't think this is as straightforward as the other groups like I predicted for the Americas. And finally, Group D, we've got Geolotris, Lenley, Kratsu, and Mada. And like I say, same situation with Ricky Beast. I don't know too much about Mada. I'm aware I've seen him practice certain maps that are very good to get into habit of when you're preparing for big countries and stuff. Kind of give Machina vibes almost. So I'm very interested to see how he does. But like I said, I don't know much of him, so I'm probably not going to put him in the top three because I haven't seen him much in tourneys. I haven't noticed him much in tourneys. I haven't really seen much of him. So I'm very interested to see what happens. And he could very easily win this group for all I know. I do not know that. But if there's any Italians or anybody who's close to Mada, feel free to comment down below what what your predictions are and what are the strengths for Mada and so on. Like, it'd be good to know more about these players. So with that out of the way, we've got Lenley, Kratsu, and Gelotris as well. And honestly, I feel like that could be either order. I feel like Kratsu's the strongest moving player here by like a significant amount. I feel like Lenley's probably the biggest clutch player here as well, especially compared to the World Cup in Stockholm. He definitely clutched a lot of the games. with insane performances. And like I say, if he does the same here, he would definitely get into Stockholm, I feel like. But like I say, it's going to be very tough to decide who wins this group. Gelotris also got to last 8 as well as Lanley, so both of those lads have had the experience, and I feel like that's very hard to ignore. But I feel like the Kratsu strength in moving, I feel that's going to make a difference in one of those games between those two players. I feel like what might make the difference with Kratsu is how much he's improved, how strong is he at NMPZ. That is what I'm most interested in. And like I say, I think if I had to predict an order, like I say, I'm not confident in at all. I would say Lenley to win the group, Kratsu to come second, Gelotris to come third, and Mada to come fourth. Honestly, I don't know what to expect with Mada, which is a shame because, like I say, I wish I had more time to predict and spend time. But like I say, they've just come out, and I haven't had time to watch all the videos. But like players like Ricky Beast and Mada, and even Crux, to be honest, I wanted to see more Crux as well. But I feel like Crux has something more about him, and I've seen some glimpses of the potential that guy has. So yeah, I think that's the only difference. But like I said, I'm not predicting Crux because of his Minecraft experience. I'm predicting Crux based on what I've seen on competitive ranked and also in some tournaments. So just be aware of that and how much it's improved in a short space of time. But yeah, very tough group this one. But Lenley Kratsu, Gelossus Mada is my prediction. So if to conclude the video, who do I predict to get guaranteed Stockholm from these group stages? Konzus and Finn for Group A, Debrator Potic for Group B, Blinky and Crux for Group C, and then Lenley and Kratsu for Group D. And then for third place players, I predicted Zalek for Group A, I predicted Armani for Group B, I predicted Kodiak for Group C, and I predicted Gelotris for Group D. And that sums it up. And I hope you all enjoy this video. And like I say, share your comments down below. I feel like a lot of people might disagree with what I'm thinking in this one, especially if there's a lot more discussion. And I feel like a lot of you guys may know more about these players than I do. Just let me know in the comments, and it'd be very interesting to get to know more about these players in their strengths, their weaknesses, and so on. So yeah, look forward to see how this goes. Like I say, once we know the result of the groups, I can then make a video predicting the knockout stages and the third place playoffs. But yep, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Earcuss.